Hi, I'm Zola, and this is a tutorial for the classical Pilates mat exercise, Swan and Swan Dive. So I'm going to show you a few variations here. There are many, starting with the most babyest of swans. I call this one Baby Swan. So lying on your stomach, stacking your palms, and then placing your forehead on top of your hands. Now, ideally, when you do swan, the legs are together, gluing those heels together, and I'm gently pulling my pubic bone up towards my belly button. If I don't do that, I sink into my low back, if you can even see the difference. But if you pick the low belly up and pull the pubic bone to the belly button, that kind of finds that neutral pelvis position. Now, keeping that, shoulders down the back, you can inhale to lift the chest, thinking of lengthening the crown of the head forward, and exhale to lower it down. A very small movement. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Now, with all variations of swan, the goal is to not dump into the low back. It's not a lift or an arch of the low back. It's a lengthening and an extension of the upper back. Good. So your next variation will be your more intermediate variation with the hands underneath the shoulders, hugging those elbows inward. Same thing with the pelvis, trying to keep the neutral pelvis, picking the low belly up. First, I lift my hands, then I lift my chest. I press my hands into the mat to lift the chest just a little bit higher. I'm still picking up my low belly. From here, I lift my hands. I try to not drop the chest. And then I bring everything down, hands, chest, and head. So again, that's hands first, right? Lift the chest. Press the hands down to lift a little higher. Don't dump into the low back. I'm not in the shoulders. I'm not in the low back. Shoulders are down. Back is long. And I lift the hands and bring it down. One more time. Hands, then chest. Press the hands down. Lift the chest, and then bring everything down. Now, I'm going to press into a child's pose. You always want to counter your extension with a little bit of flexion before we go into swan dive. So for swan dive, the most advanced exercise, it's very important that we think about the posterior chain of the body, the back of the body. So before we start, just think of those hamstrings. When your legs lift, it's the hamstrings that lift the leg, and we're not just dumping into the low back, like I mentioned before. So starting with the hands underneath the shoulders, pick up the low belly and push into the palms of the hands. Now, keeping the legs together, I slip those arms forward, and then I find a rocking motion forward and back. And then I bring everything down and push back into a child's pose again. So that last one is quite difficult. You want to keep the rocking motion as you would do rolling like a ball, keeping the legs long, keeping the arms reaching, lifting up the chest, and then lifting the legs by pulling up in those hamstrings. So I hope that helps you on your Pilates journey. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.